Good morning. Good morning. Monroe Monday today, going on right now. We've got a treat for you today. A wonderful treat. Mr. Wes Ellis. He is running for the state representative here in Kentucky, and he's going to talk to us all about that position, what he's going to do, how he's going to do it. But you know what? This guy, he's doing more than that. The guy is a farmer. He is a dad of 6. He is so interesting. And Wes, we do appreciate you coming in today.
Thank you. Glad to be here. You might have oversold me just a little bit there. I'm not that interesting, but I do my best.
Well, you're wearing a cowboy hat, buddy, and this is cowboy hat territory.
Well, I take pride in the fact that I am a farmer and been in agriculture my whole life. My mom and dad, we've done everything from raise tobacco to milk cows to one summer my dad raised 400 brooder chickens.
Oh, Lord.
We've been into everything. But yeah, like you said, I've been married to the same wonderful woman for going on 17 years. We have 6 children together, and, we've tried to build a life that, someday we can look back on and be proud of. So
6 kids. You must have built a shoe to live in.
Yeah. My wife's always saying she needs a bigger house, but I said, hey, just, we'll just move them around a little bit,
Keep them running. Keep some of them at school and some of them
absolutely
swimming or whatever activity.
Yeah.
What does your wife do? Does she
She's
work outside the home?
No, sir. She's a homemaker. She's just, we had that discussion when we got married. What our plans were for the future, and we come to the conclusion that she thought that she would excel at being a homemaker, and she has. She does a very good job with the children, and I'm extremely proud of her for that. That's a decision that people make. Right there. People used to look down on that. When a woman decided to stay at home and be with her children and raise them. I think it's an admirable thing.
Yeah, you better believe it.
Just give us a background of you growing up, high school, college, your parents, your brothers, sisters, grandparents, all that.
Absolutely. Well, my grandparents on both sides of my family are from Adair County. My parents are from Adair County. I've lived in Adair County my entire life. I have a brother and a sister. I'm right in the middle. I have an older brother and a younger sister. I went to Adair County High School till I was a freshman. I went to a little community school there in Adair County, Nifley Grade Center. And then when I got into high school, I realized that, some kids learn differently than others. I was more of a hands-on learner. And so I asked my parents if I could be homeschooled when I was a freshman in high school. And they agreed to it. So I went through like an accredited homeschool group where they sent you the work in the mail. You filled it out and you sent it back to them. So I've got a high school diploma from that. But after that, I didn't know there was no college. I always seen where, I was more of a worker, more of a hands-on. I've worked at sawmills. I've worked in the lumber timber business, carpenter business. Currently, I'm farming and building homes. So, I'm always more of a hands-on kind of guy than I am a booker,
So have you got like a construction business with people underneath you then?
Yeah. Well, I run a small crew of builders. Mostly I oversee, but I do keep a couple guys for the jobs that we take on, but mostly oversee the rest of the build. Once it gets to a certain point.
What size houses?
Well, just all sizes. We built everything from little 2-room cabins in the woods to 3,000-4,000 square foot brick homes, nice homes. So we've built all different sizes. And then I worked in a building supply for several years. Commonwealth Building Products in Campbellsville, and then there's like 3 or 4 other locations. My uncle David Ellis owns those stores, so I worked there, kind of the frontline purchasing type manager, where I did a lot of ordering and things through there. So I understand how to budget. I understand how economics work. I've worked at the very bottom, and I've worked my way up to the front line. So, I'm not, some people say, well, what's your experience? What can you take to Frankfurt? Well, my ability to problem solve. I don't know if you have been keeping up with the way things are in the building industry right now, but, shortages on everything, people not showing up to work, it's hard to find them. So you have to learn how to problem solve through those things.
How in the world are you problem solving through those things? That is a difficult thing.
It is, absolutely.
It's a trend.
It is. You have to surround yourself with good people. You have to make friends. You have to, a lot of the people that I work with in the other contractors, say plumbers, electricians, people like that, you have to get to know them personally. Or you just go on the back burner, and it's a problem, and you have to surround yourself with good people. Like I've got a couple of young guys that help me that are dedicated, and they're partially dedicated because I pay them well. I believe that people, when they get out and work, need to be compensated and well for that. The ideal of trying to hire the cheapest guy. That's how people's been doing it for years. I only pay that guy $9 an hour. Well, that's why he only shows up a couple days a week, and he's not motivated to be there. But you compensate people well, and they'll show up and do a good job for you.
But like you said, people, your good people around you, you probably use the same plumber and electrician a lot of times because they're going to be there, they're going to do good work.
Absolutely.
And you pay them well, they know you're going to pay them well. And
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, you can't.
It's a good rapport between everybody.
Absolutely. Yeah, you have to get people. You have to get to know people personally. My uncle of mine, who's a terrific salesman, he gave me some advice one time. He said, when you're going out and doing things, he said, learn what people like. He said, if you go on a job site or go to a place and the guy wants to talk about fishing, he said, learn about fishing. He said, if he wants to talk about golf, learn about golf. He said, if he wants to talk about whatever, find something in common with these people. And that's what I do. I can sit and talk just like me and you were having that conversation out there about farming and different things. I've tried to retain those things. That way, when the time comes, I can talk about them.
Well, that's probably 101 for what you're looking at as far as a state representative is concerned.
Absolutely. My ability to connect with the majority of people, because I'm like the majority of people. I started off, me and my wife, like I said, we've been married for going on 17 years. I was 19 years old. She was 18 years old. We had $400.
You're stealing from the cradle, aren't you?
Well, I was only 19, So we had $400 when we started out, and we've built a pretty good life through hard work and budgeting and saving. So we've built a good life. I consider it.
I got a question here.
Okay.
Unless you've got
go
something
ahead.
you want to. Did your wife suggest that you sort of run? Did she put that in your ear? How did you come about?
Well, my wife has always supported me. In anything that I've tried, and I've tried things. I've tried different things, but I've always had the zeal and the desire to try to get into local politics and local government, because I feel like I can make a difference. I feel like that my common sense that I was raised with. My parents are no nonsense people. They're just good, hardworking Americans. My mom was a beautician for several years, and my dad has always been a farmer and a carpenter and a welder, and so we're just hardworking people. Mm-hmm. So the desire to get out and bring a voice for those people, because I feel like a lot of times we get a pretty face or somebody with a lot more money gets the job because
of that.
Because of that, and we're I'm going to include myself. We are left behind. Our representation goes off to Frankfurt or goes off to Washington, D.C. and does nothing that they say they're going to do.
Now, you're talking about the blue-collar level of people that are left behind?
Absolutely.
Or the farmers and
the blue-collar people.
Okay.
The blue-collar people. The guy that gets up every morning and goes down to the local sawmill down here. I mean, I know that Monroe County's big in the timber and lumber industry. These guys get up every morning, and women, they get up and they go to work. And then every time they turn around, there's more regulations and rules being trying to put on them. And, I want to be there to speak up for them. I want to be up there to say, hey, listen, there's people down here that I care about that need our help.
Wes, we're glad to have you here, buddy. We're going to get back with you as soon as we take a break here. And folks, you're listening to Wes Ellis. He's running for state rep here in Kentucky. He is a fascinating guy.
What a word.
What a word.
Hey, it's Monday.
We'll be right back with more Monroe Monday.
Welcome back to Monroe Monday here in Monroe County, Kentucky. And we're talking to state rep, going to be, more than likely, I suppose. He's running.
Wants to be.
Wants to be.
Hopes to be.
Yeah, hopes to be, praying to be.
Yep.
Wes Ellis. Wes, we were talking about, how did you get the idea of running? Did your wife sort of push you into that?
Yes, and other family members. They know that I am been wanting to be active in the.
Active in
We got a technical difficulty.
1 2.
How about to the left? Left. This way.
What are you talking
Now
about?
talk.
1 2 1 2. No, they're not. They're not doing anything.
Technical difficulties.
Left.
1 2. Left. Okay, folks. I just left the studio. I think, Billy. I guess you thought it was some sort of a drill.
That's all right. We got it on video.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
we got it on video.
Good. I'm
Absolutely.
glad you did. That was about 5 minutes there of just plain nothing that people heard. Sorry about that, people. No problem. We're back.
Well, we all make mistakes.
And we see what happens
Yeah,
in
but
the
I
studio.
barely make one. Wes Ellis is here today, folks. State rep, wannabe, gonna be, whatever. He is running, and I'd like to know how did you get pushed into this? You didn't get pushed into
no,
this.
no,
You
no.
wanted to be. I
No,
know.
sir. Yeah,
Did
absolutely.
your wife do it? Is what I really want to know.
Well, no, she didn't push me into it. She's always encouraged me, to do what I felt was right for the family and for the people around me. So, family members, cousins, uncles, relatives, friends, when the seat became available through the redistricting process, it was just a good time. It was a good timing. Adair County hasn't had a representative come out of there in at least 50 years.
50 years.
50
Wow.
years. It's been a long, long time since we've had a state rep come out of Adair County, because we've always been with Taylor or a larger county, so they always got the representative. So
Adair County is actually the largest one in this area
yes,
now.
Yeah. We've got around 20,000 people in Adair County, and I believe Monroe's got around 11 or 12. So that y'all are the next biggest down here. Monroe County is. So. We're hoping up there that we can finally get a representative out of Adair County. It's just one of those things, where people, they like to talk about, what they did in their life or what they're going to do if they get the chance. But I want to talk about just the simple fact that the job title is to represent. Whenever you go to vote on May 17th, who represents you the best? That's who you need to vote for. If you feel like one of the other candidates represents you the best, then by all means. But I believe I can represent the people of Monroe County and the rest of the district as good or better than some of the others, because of my life experiences and the way that I have set my life up.
How many counties do you have in your district?
There's 4: Adair, Cumberland, Metcalfe, and Monroe.
And what is your marketing strategy for all 4?
Right now, we're just running ads on radio stations, all the local radio stations, all the local newspapers, some signs. I honestly, I don't like signs because they clutter up the roadways, and I don't know if you guys agree with me on that or not. But when you pull up to an intersection, there's 40 signs. You can't read any of them anyways. So I think it's just it just clutters up the place. So I put out some signs, but I don't try to overdo it, just because I feel like people. It just becomes part of the scenery, and they're not seen. But that's just my opinion. I have no proof of that, but that's the way I feel. That's the way I've set up my campaign. It's just
So you go to radio stations.